No, but it's up there, so.
How many do we need?
All right. I literally hit the record button and then just coughed. So, hope that was a nice intro for you, Carter, watching this. I'm sure he's going to watch it. So here we go. We're going to find a z-score that corresponds to an area of 3, 6, 3, 2. So this is kind of, you're going to give me the answer?
Yeah.
Or all the B's are going to be the ones that win prizes. The A's I'm doing. Okay, so this is like the opposite of what we were doing last time. Last time we were like getting a z-score and then bringing our fingers together, right, to find the area. And now what we're doing is we're finding the area on this and then pulling our fingers apart to find the z-score. Does that make sense? And do you see how it says a cumulative area? Whenever you see cumulative area, that means left of that z-score. Cumulative means like how much it has gained since then. So inside your chart, you're looking for 0.3632. So look in the middle of your chart. Are you going to be on the positive or the negative side?
Negative.
Negative side. 0.3632 is right down here. And if I pull my fingers apart, that ends up being negative 0.35. Did you guys get that? So Z equals negative 0.35. Okay, now this one is going to be harder for you, and here's why. Talk to your partner about it. Look up, look up. This time it says find the z-score that has 10.75%. Everybody knows that that's 0.1075, right?
Yeah.
Of the distribution's area to its right. Not to the left this time, so talk to your partner. Go.
Or do still negative.
Still on the negative side.
1075.
So.
Oh, yeah. I knew that. You just look. I knew that. I knew that. That's why I wrote down twice. You got that number.
Oh, yeah.
What? I got that.
Okay, but
I
it's
got
to
it.
the
I
right.
got that one.
Subtract.
Subtract.
Since it's moving to the right.
How would that be?
Then we solve it from there.
Yeah. Would it just be 2.34 for subtraction?
Gives you 1 minus its minus. You're smart.
Okay, back up. I need to.
I'm confused.
He has to.
The negative.
There's no one that has to.
Yeah, that's right. So it's just positive. Okay, so since it's moving to the right, you subtract 1 from the 10.75%. And that's.
Is there a way to rotate it after, like,
the
I watched it.
That one.
Yeah, well, I saw it. I said, look, I'm nailing it.
Which is it was the same thing as the negative
That's why I
side.
wondered where,
What'd you say?
So,
Let's go like,
okay, so it's just positive.
is there a way like to make absolute value go on the bonus side
Yeah, I don't
instead?
know. I don't know.
And go on the y, on the x-axis, no?
Not with one equation. You'd have to do 2 equations and then only like cut half of it off like a piecewise function.
Got it.
Because a function has to pass the vertical line test where like if one x value can't have 2 answers.
So then what we just said, yes.
Same thing with a circle. There is no equation that you could write in your calculator for a circle because x squared plus y squared equals 4 or whatever it turned out to be. if you solve for y, you'd actually get a plus or minus, you get two different equations. So you could do one equation, and then the other equation would do the other half of the circle for you. All right. The correct answer is 1.24. Hands up if you'd like to talk to me about it and get a prize.
There we go. What did you say the correct answer was?
1.24, and again, we're doing this individually, so hands up individually, please.
Oh.
Yep, 5 individual people here.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. You can come up here, or you can just talk to me.
I'll just talk to you.
Okay.
Okay, so first you find, 0.1075 on the sheet,
Okay.
and that's negative 0.24.
We have a negative 1.24.
1.24.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, you could find, what we did is we did 1 minus, 0.1075.
Mm-hmm.
Find the opposite, to find, to go to the right, which was 0.8925, and that was 1.24.
Right. So there actually are two ways to do this problem, and you started doing it one way and then switched to the other way. I think this way makes more sense, where you're saying, all right, so the area to its right would be that, so then the area to the left is 0.8925, which is what you would look up on the chart, which shows it as 1.24. Or you could think, well, because it's symmetric, if I look up this one and then change it to positive, I do technically get the right answer. But something that really helps is something like this. If you draw a little picture in a weird situation like this, especially if you're on like an AP test. I understand that right now when you're doing your homework, you don't want to draw a picture for everyone because it feels like a waste of time. But when you're on the AP test, that's when things are getting dire, right? Like when it really matters to get it right. So if you look at my picture right here, there's a picture of about 10.75% colored, right, to the right. Does everybody understand this? So you see how it wouldn't make sense to have a negative z-score for your answer? Because it's over here. Okay? All right, nice job, Cole. Grab a prize. All right. Fine.
I have a question. Okay, I'm kind of lost on that. Because what is it even asking you to do?
Finding a z-score.
For what?
So were you okay on 1A? Okay. So on 1A, it was saying find the z-score that corresponds to this area to the left, right? Correct? And then on here it says find the z-score that has this area to the right. But this chart reads to the left. So the first thing Cole did was he took 1 minus that area to find out what it would be on the chart. And then he looked up 0.8925 in the middle of the chart and then did that thing to find out what the z-score would end up being. Another option is if you looked up, since they're symmetric, if you looked up 0.1075, you would have gotten negative 1.24, which would be the opposite of that. So that could help you find their z-score over here.
So that's to the left, so then why does that matter?
Because, okay, so this spot right here, this z-score, is defined on the sheet by what area is to the left. That's how the sheet reads it. So the sheet doesn't have anything to the right on it. So like we can't even like use this sheet if we have something to the right unless we translate it to the left first and then use the sheet. Because it only it's like a marker. Like what is the z-score for this much of the area to the left right now? So do you remember how like when we were looking things up, we were using z-scores and stuff when we were using the sheet? And then if it wanted to find the area to the right, we take 1 minus that to find the other side. It's like we're doing the opposite of that. Do you remember how the last step was the 1 minus that? So now it's like the first step we do is 1 minus it to find the other side and then look that value up. Let's try a couple more problems and let it sink in, and then we'll come back. Okay, Tegan? You and I. All right. This, when it says P and has like a little 5 below it, what that means, and you'll see this a lot on the AP test, that means the 5th percentile. So that's just like notation in statistics. If it has a big P and then like a smaller 5 beneath it, that's the 5th percentile. We're looking for the z-score that corresponds to the 5th percentile. So what should I look up in the chart?